Tonight on CTV News at 6, the implications of Alberta's new pipeline plan. Timelines, the potential burden on taxpayers, and the impact on separatist support.
There's a lot that needs to come together for this pipeline to move forward.
Petitions failed, an anti-coal mining effort falls short.
It was a surprise and, as I said, probably a disappointment for them.
And caskets unearthed at an Edmonton cemetery after heavy rain.
It was on Father's Day I came to pay respects to my father, and I got here to find a great big sinkhole.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Good evening. Alberta's pipeline proposal has cleared another major hurdle that is now closer to reality than ever before. The Prime Minister and Premier unveiled their energy plans last night, showing off a new route, a new investor, and a new way of funding the project. CTV's Tim Brooke has details and reaction from across the country.
The PM and Premier all smiles Thursday night as Alberta's pipeline proposal heads to the major projects office.
Consultations will begin immediately with Indigenous communities, relevant provinces and territories to determine listing under the Building Canada Act by October 1st as per our agreement.
The plan is for the new million-barrel-per-day pipeline to follow the existing Trans Mountain line, roughly running from Bruderheim, northeast of Edmonton, to the Port of Vancouver. It's a far cry from the Premier's preferred North Passage.
We determined that this route offers the fastest, most cost-effective path to expanding Canada's energy exports.
It's also more politically palatable.
That's why we entered this agreement in part, was to set out the protections, as many protections as we could get around this proposed pipeline project from Alberta.
Still, environmental concerns remain.
We have growing pollution on the landscape, and the governments are only presenting to the public what are the economic benefits.
Mark Carney says those benefits could be monumental, but right now there doesn't appear to be a private proponent willing to bet their future on that.
We have pipeline companies that have literally spent billions of dollars in recent years on failed regulatory approval processes. That's the environment we're finding ourselves in.
Crown Corporation Trans Mountain will lead the project, and private company Pembina Pipelines will claim a 10% stake. The rest is up to taxpayers.
The government for years has been imposing things like the industrial carbon tax and no more pipelines laws. They're the problem. And now all of a sudden we have to spend $44 billion in taxpayers' money. They just need to get out of the way.
And industry experts are already calling the entire undertaking a risk. As of now, no producer has committed to filling the line.
There's a lot that needs to come together for this pipeline to move forward, to have the committed shipping that needs to backstop building a $40 billion pipeline.
Trans Mountain is not concerned.
The thing we just built that came into service in 24, today basically is full. And that's really true across the network. So we need more expansion.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
Those within the Alberta independence movement feel the pipeline agreement is not a victory. Separatist leaders blame lengthy discussions, a project that's too expensive, and taxpayers having to foot the bill. Here's Tyson Fedor.
Alberta independence advocates believe the province still does not have autonomy over its resources following a pipeline agreement between Ottawa and the province.
Where does she get off announcing this taxpayer-funded $30 to $50 billion pipeline without having a referendum as to whether or not the government of Alberta should be spending that kind of money?
Jeffrey Rath, who has been at the heart of the secession movement from Canada, says this project will not quell any discussions around separation, as it shows Alberta in its current form is not in demand for private sector capital.
There's no investment climate here and the risk is too high. It demonstrates that Canada's broken and can't be fixed. Like Danielle's literally on bended knee.
Political experts say this project will not move the needle for those set on independence. However, those thinking about secession as an alternative to federalism, it could sway their decision.
This looks like something that they haven't seen, or certainly haven't seen recently, that there are realistic assessments being done, partnerships being struck. What we heard in the news conference gave them enough detail about about how this arrangement helps Alberta, helps British Columbia, and helps the entire country.
Some Calgarians support the project.
It'll be very beneficial, and I think this choice is going to have a significant positive impact on our province.
And are hopeful it can suppress separation talks for now.
Canada should stay together, together. No, I don't think we should separate.
While Ottawa actively campaigns to be a cooperative partner for all Albertans.
Coming from a province in Quebec where the federal government is often seen as someone that doesn't follow through on their promises, and part of the job here today, whether it's here or the job that the Prime Minister is doing, is following through on our promises to make sure that we are showing Canadians and Albertans that we're reliable partners.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
Elections Alberta says country singer Corb Lund's anti-coal mining petition has failed. The singer says he's shocked but not surprised as the campaign faced numerous rule changes and roadblocks. Connor Hogg is here with more now. And Connor, why was this deemed unsuccessful?
Jeff, Elections Alberta says issues came up when it started to examine the signatures collected by volunteers. It says there was incomplete elector information, invalid dates, and issues with canvasser witness declarations. Some signed the petition more than once, and some either provided invalid contact information, were unwilling or unable to verify that information, or didn't provide contact info at all. Lund says he submitted 205,000 signatures. Elections Alberta says it validated just over 196,000 of those. From there, it verified slightly more than 172,000. To pass, the petition needed 10% of the 1.7 million votes cast in the 2023 provincial election. Elections Alberta says an estimated 5.8% of electors signed the petition. A retired political scientist says the result is upsetting for those who volunteered.
I think it was a surprise, and as I said, probably a disappointment for them. On the other hand, clearly this relieves the Premier of a lot of pressure.
Premier Danielle Smith had previously said the water not coal petition would not appear on this fall's referendum. She said even if it passed, there wouldn't be enough time to add it. Elections Alberta says now that it's finished with the anti-coal petition, it can start checking signatures for the Stay Free Alberta pro-separation petition as soon as it receives court direction to do so. Jeff?
Connor, thank you. Grave sites in a North Edmonton cemetery have been fixed after last month's heavy rain washed away dirt and exposed part of a burial. Evan Kenny spoke with one family member affected by this.
Lori Matson visits her dad's and brother's graves at the Holy Cross Cemetery weekly. When she showed up 2 weeks ago, she was heartbroken.
It was on Father's Day I came to pay respects to my father, and I got here to find a great big sinkhole. And I looked down there, I could see my father's urn.
She says it appeared heavy rain had washed away the dirt surrounding the grave. Her brother's casket was also visible. We are not showing them out of respect to the family.
I had a really good cry. It was not something that you expect when you go to a cemetery, whether it's Father's Day or not. It's just a very unusual incident that happened.
Within 3 days of discovering the uncovered graves, the cemetery fixed the issue.
It's an anomaly. This is the first time I've experienced it since I've been here as the cemetery's lead.
It's also the first time he's seen this much water flood the area.
You can see the lake behind me. The amount of rain that we've had has just raised the level.
Cemeteries across the city have been overrun by water.
It's been a lot of work to manage.
The city of Edmonton says at its cemeteries, burial ceremonies have had to be modified because of the rain, but none have been cancelled unless families request it. It adds none of its sites have flooded.
It was wet. The ground is probably still wet inches under. It's going to be for quite a while.
Matson hopes other families don't end up in the same situation.
When we have rain like this again, they'll probably come out and check all the graves anyhow, because if it happened once, it could happen again.
The cemetery says it is monitoring the area and has not found any other uncovered graves. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
At least one downtown parking lot is about to become a park as the city cracks down on lots operating without a permit. The city says for almost 2 years it's been encouraging the owners of 113 unpermitted parking lots to apply for permits and upgrade the lots. As of a deadline this week, 56 permits have been issued. Councillor Ann Stevenson says Council recently approved a rezoning for a surface parking lot on 100th Ave and 103rd Street to become a park space. She says the enforcement has been a long time coming. The impact is already being felt.
I've certainly noticed a number of surface parking lots being put up for sale. This is a phenomenal outcome. We don't want people just sitting on these properties for forever. We want it to be sold, go into the hands of folks who might be able to make something of it in a much shorter term.
The city says in the coming weeks, inspectors will head to the parking lots and may issue orders for them to stop operating. Penalties for operating a lot without a permit range from $1,000 to $10,000. The Edmonton Valley Zoo says visitors will now have a better view of dozens of its residents who prefer to hang out in the dark. The zoo's nocturnal wing reopens to the public after a series of habitat upgrades. It's home to more than 90 Jamaican fruit bats. The refreshed space is designed to improve animal well-being and give visitors a better viewing experience.
The new back wall is the upgrade for the bats, as well as the misting system. And then what you can't see is behind those two big concrete trees in there, we removed some walls, and so the amount of space that they have back there is quite a bit more too. And then the lighting as well is an upgrade. That's as much for the people as it is for the bats. Now people can go in there and actually see them.
The nocturnal wing reopens tomorrow. Work is underway at Galaxyland in West Edmonton Mall to replace the amusement park's signature ride. This morning, crews could be seen working to assemble the track for a new roller coaster to replace the Mindbender. Some sections of the multicolored track have already been installed. We've asked West Edmonton Mall for more information and are waiting to hear back. The Mindbender shut down for good in early 2023 after 37 years of running in its 15-story indoor space at Galaxyland. More than 30 local businesses are serving up K-Days themed offerings, which come with free tickets. Starting today, you can get 2 or more general admissions K-Days tickets by purchasing one of the featured items. Participating businesses include the Art of Cake with its Mini Donuts Dream Dip Cake. If that's not sweet enough for you, maybe this sky-high milkshake from Confections Cake Company will do the trick. Or head to the Parlor for a candy apple pizza. If you're craving something salty, Cheese Louise is offering a Donair-themed sandwich. And if you're looking for a little bit of everything, the Butternut Tree has created a full tasting menu inspired by K-Days. Downtown Edmonton has become a live stage as street performers take over Churchill Square.
Look, I'll tell you a little Bill Run.
Street Fest is back this week with 38 artists from around the world. Over the next 10 days, audiences can expect music, comedy, and performances, ranging from aerial arts to clowning. The festival is free to attend, with performers using the traditional pass the hat to earn their pay.
No admission whatsoever. We do ask that you bring cash down, however, with you. Our performers throw a hat around, and that's how they make their money. So we want to make sure that we're supporting our artists, and you can do it as a family. You can come on down, have a really great time in the sun, hopefully.
Street Fest runs until Sunday, July the 12th, with performances happening daily throughout the festival. Time now for our first look at weather. Kaylin Mitchell joins us now, filling in for Josh. Kaylin.
Yeah, great to be back with you, Jeff. Let's just recap our almanac for today. Temperatures very average for early July and nowhere near the records, either for the high or low of this date. Last year was a little bit cooler with the high temperature topping out near 19 degrees, sun rising at 5:11 a.m., sunset at 10:05 p.m. As we take a look at things on satellite and radar, there's a little low pressure system, couple weather fronts exiting the southeast of the province, a little trough of low pressure hanging back towards central northern areas of Alberta. Most of the shower activity is off towards the east of Edmonton, though there are some pop-up showers and thunderstorms just to the west of the city, and a chance that one of those showers or thunderstorms could still move through as we head through the first part of this evening. And then overnight, it'll be a few clouds and some fog patches in the forecast for tomorrow. A chance of a shower first thing in the morning, and then we'll be over to some sunshine. Highs tomorrow getting up into the low 20s. There'll be a returning chance of a shower or thunderstorm beginning late afternoon and extending into the first part of Saturday evening. Let's take a look at our chances of precipitation then as we make our way through the rest of tonight and through most of tomorrow. You can see they get lower as we head towards and after midnight, but then increase in the morning hours of Saturday with that chance of a shower moving through right at the start of the day. The shower chances will then fall off as we make our way towards noon, the early afternoon, before rising again late afternoon into the evening. When I come back, we'll take a look at the details of the extended forecast and maybe when we can expect a little bit of summer heat.
Thank you, Kaylin. Still ahead, preparing for a make or break match.
They are on a 33-game unbeaten streak, which is incredible.
Canada's men's soccer team gearing up for tomorrow's David and Goliath showdown against Morocco. Also next.
Introducing the World Rugby Nations Cup.
A different national men's team prepares to hit the pitch in our city with some local players taking part.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
The Canadian men's soccer team is getting in one more training session in Texas ahead of tomorrow's match against Morocco. Head coach Jesse Marsh kept practices light before Canada's first ever round of 16 World Cup match. The Moroccans are heavy favorites, ranked 6th in the world. Canada is 30th. TSN analyst Claire Hanna was on Your Morning Edmonton today and says Morocco is going to be a tough opponent.
They're really good. They've got a lot of confidence. They've probably only gotten better, Ken, since that Qatar World Cup. And they are on a 33-game unbeaten streak, which is incredible. Since 2023, they've only lost 3 matches. But I will say 2 of those matches were to South Africa, who Canada just beat in the round of 32.
Kickoff is at 11 a.m. You can watch the game on CTV, TSN, and on Crave. For information on watch parties in Edmonton, head to ctvnewsedmonton.ca. The national men's rugby team is in our city for a new international tournament leading up to next year's Rugby World Cup. 2 Edmonton players are on the squad that will hit the field at Clark Stadium. As Jeremy Thompson reports, they played for a local club growing up.
Introducing the World Rugby Nations Cup.
There's a brand new tournament in international rugby.
The World Rugby Nations Cup and the Nations Championship will bring together the world's top 24 teams divided into 2 divisions.
Canada is set to play 2 matches at Clark Stadium. First up, Spain, Saturday evening.
I think we're looking forward to exposing ourselves to, nations that are ranked ahead of us. That's kind of the cold, hard facts. We got some climbing in the rankings to do.
Canada is ranked 25th in the world to Spain's 17th, a strong test for players like hooker Dewald Kotze, who came to Canada from South Africa as a 14-year-old.
I moved to Grand Cache, Alberta, so small town, had coal mine at a prison there, so not much going on, and I somehow got linked up with the Druids in Sherwood Park.
Powerful, strong individual. He is that now naturalized Canadian that would be a lumberjack.
Peter Houlihan played with, then coached Kotze at the Strathcona Druids Rugby Club, as well as the other local on Team Canada, Brock Gallagher.
Yeah, I'm certain Brock was born at the club. I can't confirm that, but he, his parents, his sister, they're all involved in the club in myriads of ways.
Houlihan says both men still have strong connections to the Druids, stopping by to speak with the youth teams, helping out with training when they can. Meanwhile, members proudly track their careers.
How are they doing in their professional year? When's Brock going to get into camp for this?
For Kotze, it's like another level of home field advantage.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm sure I'm going to hear some of them yelling from the stands. Not too sure what they're going to be yelling, but I'm sure I'll see them out there, and I'm excited to see their faces.
Canada plays Spain Saturday and Portugal the following weekend. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The champion will be crowned this weekend at the Brick Invitational Hockey Tournament at West Edmonton Mall. First up is playoffs, where 2 former NHL players are going head-to-head on the bench. Former Kings star Anze Kopitar is with Team Western Selects, while former Isles and Sabres player Kyle Oposo is with Team Minnesota. The 2 teams played each other in a playoff game this afternoon. The 2 NHLers have played against each other numerous times in their NHL careers. Now they're coaching their sons at the tournament.
It's great. It's nice to have some time on my hands, and you see a lot of ex-NHL players at the rinks. Kopitar's on the other bench today, and just connecting with the guys over a shared bond of hockey. And
Oposo's team beat out Kopitar's team 7-2. The championship game is Sunday. The Brick Invitational features teams of 9 and 10-year-olds from Canada and the U.S. Edmonton's free community Green Shack program has started for the summer.
Bring your kids down. Honestly, it's an opportunity. They should know it's an opportunity where they're going to get to know other kids. It's a good social environment, and just know that kids can come and go. It is drop-in, and so kids are free to come and go all throughout the day.
238 Green Shack sites are offering a variety of activities designed for kids aged 6 to 12, though kids of all ages are welcome. The Edmonton Arts Council, Edmonton Public Library, Sport Edmonton, and Sport Edmonton have signed on to run activities centered around literacy, active movement, and entertaining performances. The Green Shack program runs until August 21st. Still ahead, going in circles at summer camp.
It's way more hard than it looks. There's no brakes and your feet are fully strapped in.
Edmonton kids putting some mileage on the city's new state-of-the-art velodrome. And there's a live look at the city of Edmonton from the CTV drone. A beautiful evening. Haven't had too many of those lately. There's a little more rain in the forecast and then some heat. Stay with us.
Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Some Edmonton kids are going round and round at a new summer camp at the Coronation Park Velodrome. Noah Rashog has more on the cycling community's work to expand the sport.
For most of these kids, it's their first time riding a road bike at the velodrome. This track is a little more complicated than a bike ride to school.
It's way more hard than it looks. There's no brakes and your feet are fully strapped in.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. Yeah, I like going around the tracks and like going higher and higher.
This state-of-the-art track opened back in January. The velodrome is offering summer bike camps for kids ages 11 to 15 years old. The hope is to introduce kids to a new sport.
Being able to have new people come out and learn about the sport and try out the sport allows the community to grow in the bigger picture.
50, okay. 51, yeah. 55, yeah. 60, yeah. 62.
Oh yeah. My goodness.
Instructors say camps like this could create future Olympians. Sherwood Park's Kelsey Mitchell won gold for the track cycling sprint at the Tokyo Summer Games in 2021.
Even with our old velodrome that was an outdoor one, we had an Edmonton athlete win a gold medal at the Olympics. You can go as far up as you can.
Mitchell is a 2-sport athlete, also competing in bobsledding, something Caitlin Goddard inspires to do. She's a competitive speed skater and is giving track cycling a spin. Although the speed and the slope on the track may look intimidating, Goddard says after the first few laps, it's as easy as riding a bike.
So they both use feet in a way. So in skating, you're skating, of course, you're moving your feet, but in biking, like cycling, you pedal. So it's basically the same way, but different movements.
The camp runs until the 3rd week of August. Noah Rashog, CTV News, Edmonton.
And here now with a look at your full forecast, Kaylin Mitchell.
Thank you, Jeff. Well, let's pick it up with our forecast timeline, taking a look at cloud cover and precipitation. So there is an area of some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms exiting the northeast of Alberta, making its way into Saskatchewan. And then we've got some pop-up, more isolated showers and thunderstorms that developed in around the foothills, and a chance of one of those still drifting in through the Edmonton area as we make our way through this evening. By the time we get to around 10, 11 p.m., midnight, the chance of precipitation should be quite low. Now, during the overnight, another round of showers is expected to make its way out of British Columbia and in over the Rocky Mountain foothills, and that will bring a chance of a shower to Edmonton and showers for some surrounding communities as we head through early Saturday morning. At that point in time, that band of showers will be headed up towards the Wood Buffalo area. In behind it, like we have seen throughout many of the days this week, as we get to the mid to late afternoon, there'll be some pop-up isolated showers and thunderstorms near the foothills, and then those will drift eastward as we make our way through the late afternoon hours into the evening, which will once again bring the city and surrounding communities a chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Though for tomorrow, the chance of a thunderstorm does look like it's going to be higher, a little bit further to the south of Edmonton down towards Red Deer. Now that chance of a shower or thunderstorm will fade away as we make our way towards midnight, and then once again early Sunday morning, a low chance of a morning shower drifting through the city. Temperatures by around midnight tonight, mostly around the low teens, so pretty comfortable as far as sleeping conditions go. And then here's a look at the overnight lows. Very early morning temperatures tomorrow, high single digits and low teens, many in the range of around 9 to 12 degrees. Let's take a look at our forecast for Saturday. And again, there will be a chance of a shower, thunderstorm, largely across central and northern areas of Alberta. Again, first thing in the morning and then later afternoon into evening. The coverage of the showers pretty widely scattered. Most of the highs will be in the range of around 18 to 22 degrees. Taking a look at the southern half of the province, it'll be near 22 for Red Deer for tomorrow. A little bit of a higher chance of a thunderstorm there in the afternoon. Calgary, sunshine sitting at 26, and tomorrow a little bit hotter around Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, 28, 29 degrees respectively. Let's take a look at our thermal cast here and look for a ridge of heat, and that looks like it's going to be setting up through the first part of next week, Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. I guess that's more midweek, but that's when we can expect some hotter days so far in the forecast over the next several. So let's take a look at the 5-day forecast for Edmonton. Getting through the weekend there, you can see temperatures climb Monday into Tuesday and Wednesday. Highs can be close to 27 on both Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Now that heat doesn't look like it is going to be particularly long-lived. It's not like it's going to be a stretch of several very hot summer days. Looks like it might fall off, in fact, Wednesday night into Thursday morning with the arrival of a cold front bringing a chance of showers. Knocks temperatures back down to the high teens or maybe low 20s on Thursday of next week, and then we're looking at highs mostly around the low 20s after that, Friday through the following weekend and into the start of the following week. Jeff.
Thank you, Kalen. Still ahead on CTV News at 6, more reaction to Alberta's new pipeline proposal.
We're seeing record heat waves in northeast Canada. The Prime Minister's plane couldn't take off because of extreme weather event on Canada Day. We had to cancel part of Canada Day.
From the environment to its financial viability, and
we wanted to make sure that we got to the point in the tournament where we were going to get to play, an actual Goliath, and that's what this Moroccan team is.
Team Canada is in Texas preparing for tomorrow's historic FIFA World Cup match. Stay with us.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. Programming brought to you by Century Casino, 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
A day after Alberta's new pipeline plan was revealed, there are questions about the project's viability. While Prime Minister Carney is confident private investment will come once it's built, not everyone's convinced. CTV's Michael Couture has more from Ottawa.
The Alberta Pipeline Project is officially being handed over to the Major Projects Office. The provincial and federal governments are investing in the project with the federally owned Trans Mountain Corporation in order to build the pipeline.
What the federal government is doing is creating the conditions to unlock that private investment. So there's enormous private investment that's going to come.
But some former oil executives question where exactly that investment is going to come from.
There were no shippers, there were no oil sands producers in the room saying that they were committed to actually move forward with this project.
Pembina Pipeline Corporation will have a minority stake, and Carney pointed to the government-owned Trans Mountain Pipeline as an example of a project that is profitable.
Certainly, climate change is no longer a priority.
Former Liberal Environment Minister Stephen Guilbeault resigned as an MP because of the Prime Minister's climate policies, and he's concerned about the impacts of that shift.
We're seeing record heat waves in northeast Canada. The Prime Minister's plane couldn't take off because of extreme weather event on Canada Day. We had to cancel part of Canada Day.
Despite that, the Prime Minister managed to thread the political needle between Alberta and BC, whose premiers had been at odds over the pipeline. But yesterday, it seems David Eby backed off after protecting the northern tanker ban.
He's coming around and saying, well,
he's not in favor of a pipeline, but BC is going to get a cut of it. They're not going to push. They're not going to go to court over this.
While the province is on board, the Union of BC Indian Chiefs is raising concerns not only about the environmental impacts, but also questioning whether or not the First Nations along the route have given their consent to this new project. Mike Lecouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
More than a dozen communities in east central Saskatchewan have declared states of emergency after heavy rainfall caused significant flooding.
Baby pictures gone, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty devastating.
Just things were floating and you're like, this is people's lives, and it's very emotional.
Rain that started falling Sunday quickly overwhelmed infrastructure, washing out highways and backing up sewage systems. The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says there are 13 communities with active states of emergency, with 9 people having to be evacuated from Cote First Nation. The United Nations Weather Agency says it has raised its forecast for a strong El Niño to develop quickly in the coming months, warning it could push global temperatures even higher. The WMO was forecasting a moderate or possibly strong El Niño last month, but now says it has increasing confidence that strong El Niño conditions are developing in the equatorial Pacific. It also says it could raise its outlook again later this summer if data points to an even stronger event. UN officials say the strength of an El Niño matters because it can raise the chances of extreme weather and climate events in different parts of the world. Researchers are heading to the Democratic Republic of the Congo to work on addressing the deadly Ebola outbreak there. Today, researchers in the DRC began a trial to assess the effectiveness of 2 treatments for patients infected with the virus. The rare strain of Ebola has infected more than 1,000 people and killed hundreds. The trial will take months to complete and involve more than 1,000 patients. Researchers are evaluating an experimental antibody on its own and in combination with antiviral drug remdesivir. Die-hard Canadian soccer fans are heading to Houston, where the Canadian men's next World Cup game will be played tomorrow. It's a David and Goliath matchup. Canada, ranked 30th, is taking on Morocco, ranked 6th. As CTV's Heather Wright reports, Canada's team has been defying the odds so far.
Well, we are starting to see more Canadian fans show up here in Houston as we are now less than 24 hours away from Canada versus Morocco.
This is uncharted territory for Canada's men's soccer team. They have never made it this far in the World Cup, but despite the daunting task ahead, the team says they are calm and relaxed.
We wanted to make sure that we got to the point in the tournament where we were going to get to play, an actual Goliath. And that's what this Moroccan team is. So it's about going out there, enjoying it, understanding that the whole world's going to be watching. So let's go out there and put our best foot forward.
Canada faced Morocco 4 years ago in Qatar, the final match of the group stage. They lost 2-1 and didn't advance to the knockout round, but the performance of the Canadians made an impression on Morocco.
It was a hard game, very good team. Very fit team also. I think that we started very well. I think even it was maybe one of the hardest games in the group stage.
Coach Jesse Marsh says his team is ready for what will be their toughest match by far in this tournament against a team that is at the top of their game.
The confidence that the team had, the swagger they played with, we know we're in for a massive challenge against a really talented team.
Alistair Johnson said today the team is focused on playing the game, not the occasion. And the team is preparing for what is going to be a loud stadium with a capacity of nearly 69,000 fans. Heather Wright, CTV News, Houston.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are husband and wife after tying the knot at Madison Square Garden. Just over an hour ago, signs outside the venue began displaying "just married" messages. Swift's representatives confirmed the two are now married. The confirmation comes after days of preparation, rumors, and speculation about a possible wedding at the venue. A long line of black cars and SUVs arrived this evening. Roughly 1,000 celebrity and family guests were said to be in attendance. Still ahead, a price war between weight loss drugs.
Both the brand name Ozempic and the generics is now about $80 per month.
How the approval of generic semaglutides could be making the original version more accessible to Canadians. Also next, a new federal benefit to help Canadians struggling with the cost of living hitting bank accounts. Details ahead. And there is a live look from the CTV drone at Commonwealth Stadium. The Elks are not there this weekend. They're actually in Kelowna taking on the BC Lions in a special game. The Elks 3-0 to start the season, looking to stay undefeated. Stay with us.
Programming brought to you by K-Days. The best 10 days of summer are back.
Coming up next week on Your Morning, we catch up with the two Edmonton sisters competing on Amazing Race Canada, plus how digital overload impacts your body and brain, and what AI can tell us about the body that doctors miss.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Looking at today's market numbers, the Canadian dollar down 1/10 cent, closing around 70 cents U.S. Oil up just 9 cents, sitting around $68 a barrel. Gold is up $61. On the stock market, the TSX gained 308 points. U.S. stock markets, meanwhile, are closed for the 4th of July holiday. The first quarterly payment of a new federal financial assistance program will be hitting eligible Canadians' bank accounts today. The Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit will replace GST payments. For some Canadians, it could be a few $100s, up to more than $1,000 per family, depending on how many children you have and your marital status. The assistance is 25% higher than the old program. Ottawa says it's meant to provide relief to Canadians struggling with expenses. A price war is underway in the world of weight loss drugs. Ever since Health Canada approved generic versions of Ozempic, the price has plummeted. As CTV's Pauline Chan reports, the maker of Ozempic is fighting back to stay competitive.
Richard Hall has type 2 diabetes and began taking Ozempic 2.5 years ago for glucose stability.
Immediately, there was a change in my readings, my glucose readings.
It is truly a profound effect that you see in some. There are averages that you expect, somewhere between 10 and 15% on average body weight loss.
But it's not just a benefit in weight loss that doctors are noting.
Benefits for the heart, benefits for the kidney, new benefits for the liver.
But the cost, covered under Hall's wife's benefits, have been prohibitive for some in the past.
Somewhere between about $250 and $350 per month. But the price of both the brand name Ozempic and the generics is now about $80 per month. Since the generics were priced that way.
Which means that if the price for the brand name drug is now the same as the generic prices, there may be no need for patients like Hall to consider taking generics. And Dr. Alex Abitbol says some private insurance may not have added the generic semaglutides to their formularies yet, prompting even slower adoption of generics. Ozempic maker Novo Nordisk has set up a webpage for Canadians to register for the savings card.
I don't know what the ODB situation will be in a year and a half when I turn 65. I haven't looked that far to see if it is covered.
And Dr. Abitbol says there are even more potent semaglutides on the horizon.
You should talk to your family physician, go through the benefits, the risks, make sure you carefully consider your own individual scenario.
Pauline Chan, CTV News.
5 swimmers from Alberta are heading to the Special Olympics national event in August. They're hard at work in the pool, training for the chance to represent Canada. Team Alberta is sending 15 swimmers in total to the 2026 Special Olympic Canada Games in Medicine Hat. 5 of them are from in and around Calgary. They're working to improve their strength and technique. Many of the swimmers have a lot of experience in the Games and have even been to nationals before. Casey Cruz has been swimming with Special Olympics for 8 years. This is her first time going up against swimmers from across Canada.
I'm excited to meet people from different provinces and just gaining some more friendships from them. I've done some other fun activity competitions the past couple years, so I'm very excited just to meet people and also swim, of course.
The 2026 Special Olympics Canada Summer Games take place in Medicine Hat from August 11th to the 15th. Celine Dion has released a new song as she prepares to return to the stage. track titled Bonjour, Pardon, Merci comes months after the announcement that Dion will begin a residency in Paris starting September 12th. She will perform 16 shows. Dion's last tour was postponed in 2020 because of the pandemic. She was later diagnosed with a rare condition known as stiff person syndrome. Still ahead, thousands of Albertans pulling on their cowboy boots.
Just getting everybody together, coming out, having a good time, being with people I care about. That's the best feeling.
We'll look at everything new and improved at Stampede Park up next.
Stay with us. We've got another full night of great shows for you tonight on CTV. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
From midway rides to deep-fried foods, the Calgary Stampede is getting set to entertain more than 1 million people over the next 10 days. It all off is the parade. This year featured 129 entries, including marching bands, floats, cultural performers, and hundreds of horses. The Stampede parade marshals were Canadian Winter Olympians Courtney Sareau and Mikhail Kingsbury. This is the first Stampede for the pair.
Came to Calgary maybe 15 times, so it's nice to see it in the summer. And what a better way to be at my first Stampede, you know, being the parade marshal alongside with Courtney. So we're going to have a lot of fun.
This year's parade celebrated Calgary's multicultural spirit with dozens of cultural organizations representing communities from around the world. After the parade, it was time for food, drinks, games, and shows at the grounds. CTV's Tyler Barrow has a look at the old favorites and new attractions.
People packed the Stampede Park entrance gates for day one of the greatest outdoor show on earth.
Just getting everybody together, coming out, having a good time, being with people I care about. That's the best feeling.
It gets better each year. This is amazing, the people that come out.
The fun and games are all back, so whether you are looking to take home a prize or seeking a thrill, there is no shortage of fun.
Bigger than like some amusement parks, and like there's so much different things that I've never done before.
There are new features like the sand sculpture in the BMO Center, while other new attractions are making a splash. The Flying Fools High Dive Show will happen multiple times daily. Also new for this year is the Taste of Stampede. The cooking event puts local chefs on a stage across 40 different events.
Showcase all of the different agricultural production that we have in the province, but really highlighting the chefs and the culinary talent that we have both in the city and the province.
On the grounds, the food favorites are back. For vendors like Tyler Ray's Candy Time, it's busy time. He has 4 locations here.
Big crowds. I mean, that's what we're here for. Big crowds, good weather.
The Stampede says it does not set attendance expectations for the 10-day event. On Thursday, over 32,000 people showed up for Sneak a Peek, down from 35,000 last year. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
And one last look at weather. Here's Kaylin.
Well, let's take one last look at what we can expect in around the city over the next 24 hours. So first of all, this evening, still a chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Overnight, a few clouds, some patchy mist and fog. Likely to see a few showers in the vicinity of Edmonton at the start of the day for tomorrow, then some sunshine through the early afternoon before there will be a returning chance of a shower or thunderstorm late afternoon and through the first part of the evening. Jeff.
All right, thank you, Kaylin. It's Kaylin Mitchell filling in this week for Josh. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us. That's our show. For news anytime, you can visit our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. You can find us on Crave as well as the CTV channel on YouTube. Have a great weekend, everyone.